Following the launch of the new series of The Cruise, Fun Loving Brits at Sea with Ambassador Cruise Lines, I'm going to go through how to find specific cruises and itineraries through the Widgetree Cruise Search and Cruise and Tour Search. We can then use Smart Linking to share the exact searches on your website, via your emails, or as a link on your socials. Depending on how you want to do it, you can tie your searches around each episode that is released, linking in with the locations and ships that have been featured. So to get started, we're just going to log in, and like that, when you log in, you should land on the Widgetree operator page. So from here, I'm going to click on products. This is going to bring me to my cruise and tour search, but likewise, if you've got a cruise search, if you click onto that, the next part will be the same. So I'm just going to click here and go on preview. And then when that loads, I'm going to come over here to the tab that says embed, and I'm going to come down here onto my embed codes. So this is the code that we need to bring up our cruise and tour search, and also what we're going to use for the smart linking. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. And then just to keep it simple, I'm just going to bring up my notes tab, and I'm just going to put that code there just so that I can show you some different sections of it and just to explain it in a little bit more detail. So essentially there's 4 parts to the embed code. So you've got your iframe part, and then we've got 3 separate script parts, which I'm just going to separate. So we've got 1, 2, and this one's up here, 3. So we don't worry about these 3 script sections. We leave them as they are. What we want to focus on is the iframe section up here. And like that, it's the bit after SRC, which is our source code. So if I'm just going to highlight from the www.widgetree, as far as the quotation marks, this is the bit that I will need to work with. So I'm just going to open up a new tab, and that brings up my cruise search as it is in its basic form. So like that, this is the section that you want to copy and paste, and then just open that up into a new window. So from here, like with the cruise and tour search or the cruise search, depending on what you've got, you can search specifically for what you're looking for. On the first episode of the cruise, they stopped at Lorient, and that was on Ambition. So depending on what you want to look at, you could specifically just look for Ambition. And then you can decide when you want to highlight from. So I'm going to do May, June, July, hit apply. And then I'm going to show results to bring up the cruise that stopped there. So obviously I'm going to be looking for a France cruise. So this is just going to bring up the various itineraries. Okay, so this one, the Lights of Western France and Spain. Just click on learn more. And that is going to bring up that it's the Ambition ship. It's a 15-day cruise, the dates it's travelling, where it starts and ends, and the region that it's going around. So you've obviously got a bit of information around that itinerary. It shows the highlights, and like that, one of them is Lorient on the Brittany coast. And if we scroll down, you can see the itinerary. So you've got your various different places. Date 13 is Lorient. And then you've got all your prices, your fare sets, all the various codes that are available and offers. So if I want to share this specific cruise, I'm just going to highlight the URL in the top. Every time I make a click or every time I make a change, this URL is also going to change. So I'm going to come back to my embed code, which I have here. And where I've highlighted the original code, I'm just going to paste that new code in. Now I just need to make a few adaptations, so I need to remove the HTTPS. So to just bring it back to www. So I've just replaced that section there, and then just to neaten it up, I'm just going to put it all back together. So this is my new embed code with that specific search in it, and I'm just going to show you on a sample what that's going to look like. So this is just going to show me what a HTML will look like on my website when I upload it. So I'm just going to paste that new embed code with our new search in it, and then it's going to bring up that specific search. So you could have a page on your website where it clicks straight onto this cruise, to make it even look a bit different, where it says find a holiday, find a ship, back to results. If you don't want to show that, so what I need to do is I need to look for three specific headings. So the first one is preview nav. I'm going to change that true value to false. Then I've got results nav, change that one to false. And then finally I've got tabs, and that is also going to change to false. And then it just removes that and just gives you the full page just for your specific search. So like that, you can copy and paste that, share it onto your web page, or like say an email promo, or even on a Facebook link. You can obviously use a URL shortener, so like tiny URL, just so that it's not such a long code. But yeah, you can use that one. So I'm just going to go back and then look at a different type of search. Okay, so another thing that you could do if you didn't want to highlight a specific cruise, is we could look at the ships that are being mentioned and shown on the program. So the two ships that are highlighted at the moment are Ambition and Ambience. So if I just select them, I can click on show results, and that's going to bring up all the cruises that are live for Ambience and Ambition. Like that, this one is going quite soon, so it's fully booked. But as we scroll down, it's just going to continue loading any future ones that we have. So we go from December and then into 2026, and like that, as we continue scrolling, it's just going to continue bringing them up. So you might want to share this in particular, so just any cruises that are available on them two ships. So same thing, I'm just going to highlight this URL at the top. I'm going to bring it back to my embed code, and like I say, it's the SRC. I'm going to copy this section, paste my new URL there, make sure you remove the HTTPS. So this is what it should look like. So you've got your www.widgety, and then I'm going to copy and paste, and like that, I'm just going to show you what this would look like once you embed it on your web page. So when it loads like that, you've got all the different cruises only on them two ships. Same thing again, we can go up the top and change the preview nav, the results nav, and tabs, if I can find it. There we go. And that just gives you only that valid search. So like say, none of the headings are there. So you could send this out and say, have you watched the show? Are you interested on cruises on these ships? And like that, you can send that to your customers, and they can see the various different places, dates, durations that they can go on them ships that are being highlighted and spoken about on the show. And now I'm just going to do the same thing but on the cruise search. So this might look a tiny bit different. It's just depending how your cruise search or crew and tour search is set up. But like that, I'm going to go to my embed code section and come down to the iframe section. This is the one that we're working with. I'm going to copy and paste it, put it in my notes, and then this is the section that we want to focus on. Copy that. And now this is my cruise search. So you might want to send out a complete page highlighting the ships. So instead of showing just the itineraries they do, you might want to just send out about Ambition. So I'm just going to show results. It brings up this ship. And then like that, you can send out all the information about this. So you've got your overview, accommodation, shows your different pictures and information about the different types of suites and cabins available. We've also got dining. So like that, giving you some information on the various restaurants that are on board. It also tells you if there's going to be a cover charge or if it's complimentary. So like that, if you wanted to send this ship overview and all the information just on this ship out to your customers, we'll do the same thing. We copy the URL. I'm going to replace this section of the embed code, remove back to HTTPS, copy and paste the whole thing. And this is the page that your customers will see, whether it be on a designated page or like say on a social media link or even in an email promo or newsletter. The only difference with the cruise search to the cruise and tour search in this instance is that we can't actually remove these sections. But like that, you can send this out and this is how this will look, or like that, embed it onto one of your web pages. So depending what you want to do, it's just a really good time now while the TV show is live and active, just to be highlighting the different cruises available, the different type of ships, and even just showing the various itineraries that customers can book, and what is available on these ships and with Ambassador.